Hello everybody. Right, welcome to this quick free training all about planning a launch and onboarding people when they do join your programs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen straight away. There we go. Right. Now I have got a spreadsheet for you here which talks you through a 3 to 6 week free challenge. The difference is obviously that if it's a 3-week challenge, you have to fiddle everything into 3 weeks. There's also a tab for pre-checks. There's also a tag if actually what you're doing is running a challenge that then fills a group intensive program that then leads into a membership, just so that you don't lose focus. And then there's also a tab for the membership welcome plan as well, because sometimes I feel that people do miss this part out. It's really important. So in your launch plan, in week 1, you're going to do some research. You're going to ask questions to make sure that you are fully aware of what your community needs. Make sure your idea matches. Do you need to adapt it? Then you're going to start to do more posts to get people engaging in your group. Start to actually talk about these pains and problems that they're discussing. Focus on filling your group and making new Facebook friends. One of the ways that I recommend you do that is that your personal Facebook profile image points to your group and your download. So does your feature image. So does your Facebook page, and then your Facebook group encourages people to download a freebie. So decide if your program and funnel will need any kind of updating. Decide on your strategy for your challenge. Is it going to stay forever in there, in the units, in the group? Are you going to package it up and are you going to rerun it? Is it going to be something that you then charge for later on? Do you take it out to encourage people to engage? Do you leave it in? I've seen big people and little people do all of those different things. There is no right or wrong about it. I've certainly made some mistakes on it, but you just go with what works with your plan. Make sure that your funnel is set up and check all your systems. And again, like I say, you're focusing on filling your group, getting more research and so on. Then we go into week 2, buzz creation. So this is where you start to mention, I've got something exciting coming up. Who wants add the pain? Who's got this particular pain? Come and join my group. Blah, 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 this sort of stuff. So you really start to push more people to join the group. All of your posts are aimed towards things to do with this challenge, right? Update all of your marketing images, make sure that everything is pucker, tweak your program if necessary, set up any messenger bots, reminder emails or events that you need. And again, you're still focusing on filling your group. Now, let's just pop over to pre-checks. One of the worst things about a launch, either as you're joining people in or at the end when they start to buy things, is if everything isn't up to date, because it gives a bad impression. So I want you to spend these 2 weeks as well making sure that everything flows, everything is right. So your Facebook page, your group, your Instagram, your other social media like TikTok, your are all your abouts right? Are they up to date? Are your descriptions, your bios, your services, your announcements, your Instagram TV, your pin posts, your units, your stories, your headers, your reels? Is everything pucker? Okay, that takes some time. Email management, are all your email sequences all set up correct? Are they up to date? Has anything changed? I do recommend being very careful about putting any information into email sequences which could change, and making sure you highlight it in your notes so you know to go and change it. Even links can change, group names can change, everything can change. Is your website set up? Make sure your sales pages are done by the end of this time. Well, your sales page could be done later on, but be clear on what you need to do. What are your prices? What are your download and thank you pages? And when it comes to the time when they're actually going to potentially press anything and buy anything, and all your prices and links sorted out, you wouldn't believe how many big business coaches I have tried to buy stuff from and the link failed. And depending on how they managed that process was depending on whether I actually bought from them or not. And then check all your workbooks. Is everything up to date? Right, let's go back to the launch plan. Okay, so in week 3, you go into a full announcement, very excited about what's coming. So you're marketing your free launch, you're talking about, you're connecting in with their pains and what this free launch is connected to it. You're connecting in with what they're going to get from it. You know, it's all about the value. Whilst, yes, you clearly have a clear intention and this free challenge will fit in with your strategy and so on. However, ultimately, the point is to give value and help people and give them results by the end of the week, right? Or the 3 days or whatever it is that you're doing. Right, so you're going to do Facebook Lives, you're going to do loads of repurposing and recycling, loads of posts, loads of things about benefits, start throwing in testimonials. If you've run the challenge before, throw in masses of testimonials about how it's worked before, or if you've run similar things, make sure that you share in groups where you're allowed to share. Make sure that you've mentioned it on your newsletter, blog post, podcast. Check again all of your systems. Change your personal profile, so the big long one, and your feature image to plug the free challenge. Normally they plug your free group and the download. Change your Facebook page banner, the big one, and your Facebook group banner to plug the free challenge. If you're running it in your already current group, then obviously you're going to encourage everybody in there to get involved, and so on. So then we get on to week 4. Okay, now we're really in, the whole point is consistency and keeping going. So lots of marketing of the free challenge, keep posting, be entertaining, be interesting, make sure that the container is set up, that you've got create a welcome message for anybody who's joining and to introduce the challenge. Make sure you have enough energy so that the free challenge is, so the next 2 weeks after this is full on. You might need a rest first. Add all new members of the group as you Facebook friend. Make sure that you are friends with them, or maybe not once you have like 10,000 members, you know, but these people, add them. Later on down the line, if people don't interact with you, you can remove them and add new people who are asking questions. Really connect deeply with them. You want to ask them what's going on in their life. You want to know about them. This is not just about having a friend. This is about properly having friends and knowing them. So you're going to do a welcome message and live in the group at the end of this week going, you know, I'm really excited about next week. Do a live and a welcome message, because some people like videos, some people like posts. Pin them so that they can find them. Tidiness is really important for people to be able to find stuff. Okay, so using the units, using the announcements is really, really important. Ask everybody to introduce themselves, get them engaged so they can see who else is in there, sort out the intention for the program and explain the schedule, make sure they're clear on that so they don't miss anything. And if they need any software like Zoom and they need their times booked, make sure that's all sorted. I also mentioned here that you're going to create a competition for the most engagement. You could actually announce that in week 4. So week 5 is your free challenge. It could be a 3-day, 5-day, 7-day, or you may be doing an even longer one, in which case you just add an extra week in. The idea is, like I said, to offer tons and tons of value. Make sure it is easy to follow and keep up. Hours and hours of video, people just won't do. You can split things. You can split the training and the Q&A. You can keep it short. You can have question and answer posts. You can do all sorts of things, right? Make sure it's easy to follow up and keep up. And I don't recommend overwhelming them. It's great to show loads and loads of value, but people have a weird thing. Well, it depends on your ideal market, but mine is mums, and they tend to get very disheartened when they get down and then they stop engaging. Make sure that you add late participants, you know, give them a nice welcoming information about how to catch up. Right, so at the end of this week, obviously the challenge finishes, and then you move on to actually, you do have an offer. Not everybody is relevant for your offer, that's absolutely fine, but you know, you do have an offer, so you're going to make the offer. You actually kind of make it at the end of week 5 as you move into week 6. So you announce all the competition winners. Maybe one of the things they won was part of the offer. You can also start marketing the offer elsewhere. Loads of people jump into challenges really, really late, binge watch it and join. I've done that multiple times myself. So keep marketing. You can market the challenge, you can market the offer. If you're leaving the information in there for another week, that's great, but don't leave it for too long. It has always gone wrong for me whenever everyone has said, oh no, I didn't manage to catch up. I've left it in there and I've lost engagement and I've definitely lost sales. I tried, it wasn't the right way to do it. It wasn't the right way to do it. The option then would be, don't worry, I'm going to package it all up for you, put it in a workbook, and you could buy it for £7, £17, something like that. All right. But if you've been running for challenges for a while, I wouldn't leave it in there. I just wouldn't, because people, you get friend zoned. That's what happens. Announce every time somebody announces, every time somebody buys your thing, you announce in the group, yay, congratulations, I'm so chuffed that so-and-so has joined. And remember, detach from the result. Challenges have an amazing ability to give months down the line. So although you obviously want people to join your program now, you've got months down the line as well. Post-closing, right, now if your offer was a higher offer, you can now offer something lower. You can do a bump down. Ask for testimonials for the challenge. Anybody who has commented, I would definitely ask them for a testimonial. Follow up on anyone who didn't buy, who was quite engaged but didn't buy, and just get their feedback. You know, what do they need? Is there something else that they would like? Maybe they just got everything from the challenge. That's brilliant. Get a cracking testimonial from them then. If your strategy is to remove the challenge, remove it. Remove it. And this is where you need the energy. Multiple times I actually haven't been able to remove it because I actually lost energy. Right, now you're coming to the end, so you want to change your personal profile and feature image back to plugging your free group and the download, change Facebook group banner to plug the free download again, and your Facebook page, it depends what's going on, either maybe it focuses you on your focus problem or your free group, but free groups are great and downloads and getting engagement, so probably that's what you want to do. Now, your free challenge may have put people into an intensive program or straight into something else. So let's have a little look at this. This is to make sure, sometimes people after a launch for a free challenge, they're tired. So I have added a pre-week, a catch-up week, and I recommend that you do 1 or 2 weeks, you know, catch up. It also means that you can actually be selling this bonus or group intensive program just to general people. People can just jump in. I have jumped in multiple times on things without having done the free program. So add everybody into the group, welcome them, do introductions, be clear on your intention, explain the schedule, and if they need any software, get them all ready. So this could be 1 to 2 weeks. Right, and then your intensive could be anything from like 3 to 12 weeks long. Okay, so you just look at what I'm putting in here and spread it out. All right, but don't lose connection with these people. This is one of the reasons why I like programs in Facebook groups. It's lovely to have a really posh online training system, but don't lose your connection with people. I have also been in programs that used Slack or Discord. It doesn't have to be, and WhatsApp. It doesn't have to be in a Facebook group, but right, so initially I want you to really be clear on where these people are starting. Send out a questionnaire or something, or make a post to get a perspective on their current situation, all right? Add any new people, welcome them in, add everybody as friends, make sure everybody in your group intensive programs, maybe you're not your freebies, but your group intensive programs, they should be your friends, right? You should know them personally. And then of course you've got your training, however that's planned. Week 2, you're going to look to connect more deeply with them, get more clarity on their pain points, and make sure they stay engaged. Week 3, check in on the people who are dropping off. Focus on enthusing everybody. Week 3 is always a bit of a bummer. Week 4, encourage them to keep going and catch up if needed. Help them how to catch up quickly, right? You're going to probably, if you have a focus program after this, like a membership or anything, mention it, because actually they may be starting to panic of how they're going to deal without you. Ask how they're doing, what else they need, mention your focus program in more depth. And then at the end, well, it could be at the end or it could be the week after. You want to start collecting testimonials. You want to do, you've got your offer for your focus program with a time limit or number. That's no limit. That means number limit. That one there. Let's change that before I forget. Focus on anyone who didn't buy. Ask them for some feedback. Announce who's joined the program. So this could be week 6 and week 7. And again, as before, depending on whether they have to go through this intensive in order to join the next thing, you know, you could be promoting it. It's up to you. It gets to the point where people can't just jump into your bigger programs. So let's say you did have a membership program. I want you to remember that still quite a lot of care is taken. A lot of this has come from my experience in other groups. So you're bringing new people in. You may be bringing everybody in all at the same time, or you may have a system where you open the doors once a month, once every 3 months or so on. So week 1 of this process is onboarding everybody, making sure they know what to do. Don't just dump them in the group and go have a look, tag them in places, introduce them to the team or ask them to introduce themselves, get clarity on their existing problems and get them to mark it out of 10 or do a questionnaire or something like that. In week 2, just tap in with your existing members, make sure that they aren't feeling unhappy. Check your process, you know, every time you bring new people in, are there any changes that need to be done? Make sure that your new people are clear on how to use the membership and how it's going to tackle their problem. Keep them focused on what they're meant to be getting out of it. Week 3 for the new members, keeping them motivated, make sure they're not overwhelmed. They might be by this stage, and make sure that, again, they're not falling back into old habits, that they are keeping going. And they may have completely forgotten what told them in week 1 about what's in the program. So, you know, you might want to remind them. Week 4, just ensure they're settled. Now we're into a month. You should be really, really settled. This should ensure they stay for another month, but this first 6 weeks is where you really, really make your impression on them. Although I've been in several where you're in them for a long time, and you do need to remember your existing members. Keep them motivated in week 5 and in week 6. You want to have expected them to get some results, right? So you're wanting to get some testimonials. You might also, you might also be checking in with existing members for testimonials as well. If maybe it's now at the 3-month point for them. There we go. So that's it. I will pop the Excel spreadsheet in so that you can read it. I'll also do a PDF because that's nice and easy for you. I hope it gives you some real ideas and isn't too overwhelming about how much you know, you need to do in a launch to make the most of it. I could break it down even more, but you know, you've got to add your own voice to it. Okay. Good luck, and remember, launches are not necessarily just about the launch. Have a long-term view of them. You learn so much from them. Everybody has had launches that are amazingly successful, followed by failures, followed by amazingly successful. Everything is a learning experience. Feedback, not failure. And stop recording.